What is going on, guys? This is Miasin. So, the title of the video is not a clickbait or anything. I truly believe that Raid Rapture is tier 0 thanks to the new support. It's honestly kind of ridiculous because at first I was a little skeptical. I was like, this doesn't really look too great. Whatever, we've got a new rank 5, another Ultimate Falcon-like monster. Sure, destroying every card your opponent controls sounds good, but like, the trap card was, decent. It's an Omni-Negate and everything, but I couldn't really fit everything together. So I was like, I don't know, this doesn't sound that broken to me. And of course, when I started testing the deck, I was like, you know what? Never mind, I'm stupid. The deck is broken. It is insanely good, and the beauty about the new support is that it allows Raid Raptor to finally be a true, real, clean deck, because before it was kind of just like a pile deck that incorporated a lot of other engines, including the Phantom Knight engine with Rusty Bardiche to just curb wild Kali Yuga. But now the deck is not limited to that. You can actually play just pure Raid Raptors with like literally 15 Raid Raptor cards in your extra deck and still put up some unbreakable boards. Like, you don't have to go into generic cards or like some other boss monsters from other archetypes in order to do anything relevant in that deck. So I just really love the new Raid Raptor support. It really just glues everything together and finally makes this deck a true cohesive strategy that honestly I think is going to be extremely dangerous in the meta. And on top of being a really dangerous and consistent combo deck, it can play a lot of flex spots, a lot of hand traps, a lot of board breakers if you want to, because this deck already has the ability to inherently play through hand traps. Anything that isn't shifter doesn't do anything against this deck. And I'm not even exaggerating, this deck is super resilient. I absolutely cannot wait to show you guys some beautiful combos with this deck. But I think you already know the drill. Friendly reminder, of course, smash the like and subscribe button because this video is filled with content. I have 5 combos for you guys, as well as the deck profile. So stay tuned until, the end of this video because, again, I have a lot of things to explain. Anyways, for combo number 1, Raid Raptor Tribute Lanius is the 1-card combo, the only thing you need in order to just kind of insta-win against pretty much anyone. So send the Mimic Cry and then search the Strangle Lanius and then special summon that and then go into Raider's Knight and then detach in order to evolve into the Brave Strix, that is summon number 4, and then you detach to search the Skip Force and then target and then summon the Arsenal Falcon, that is summon number 5. So now if you get Nibiru, you don't care because the Arsenal Falcon will float and still summon an Ultimate Falcon. So it really just doesn't do anything. Like, deadass, Nibiru just doesn't beat this deck at all. Like, your 1-card combos inherently play through it. And obviously, every single 2-card combo always plays through it. But anyways, you're going to go into Y-Strix now, linking up the Arsenal Falcon. And you're going to be getting your Soul Shape Force because you use the effect of a Raid Raptor Xyz. Even though it's in the graveyard, it's still a Raid Raptor Xyz. So yeah, you summon Ultimate Falcon, and then you got yourself 2 level 4s that you can overlay for a 4-Strix. Now you're going to be using the effect to search for the Singing Lanius or any extender, basically. Now, Soul Shade Force, revive back the level 5, and then summon another Arsenal Falcon. Detach for the Ultimate Falcon, now your opponent is under a Zexal-like effect. This card is really cracked because nobody knows that. Obviously, everybody knows that Ultimate Falcon is unaffected by card effects, but it has another effect that reads you can detach 1 material from this card for the rest of the turn. Also, all monsters your opponent controls lose 1,000 attack. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. It's just ridiculous. Like, this is so stupid. Anyways, Rusty, link off again, summon another Ultimate Falcon, and then send the Raider's Wing, set the rank of Magic Launch, Phantom Knight, and then revive back the the Raider's Wing by detaching material, and then summon your Singing Lanius, summon Gaga Magician, and then revive back the Arsenal Falcon with just 0 materials, link off into SP Little Knight, and then pass turn there. And just like that, you've got yourself a Kali Yuga setup, as well as double Ultimate Falcon, and then SP Little Knight in case the Kali Yuga play didn't resolve. So yeah, you're pretty much safe from everything now. Nothing can really beat you, even if your opponent has a board breaker and a way to prevent the Kali Yuga. It's just not gonna really threaten you too much. Again, all of that stems from one single card. And you want to hear the funniest thing about this combo that I just showcased you guys? This is by far the least impressive and worst combo that I have to show you guys, because from here on out, starting from combo number 2, everything will blow your mind. Alrighty, so combo number 2 might actually give you a little bit of a heart attack because it is infinitely better than combo number 1. And it is infinitely better in every possible way imaginable because it is more consistent. You have to play less bad cards. You don't have to play a single Garnet for this whole combo. And on top of that, the end board is way more impressive. So it's actually crazy. It's better in like every way imaginable. The only difference is that you're not doing Kali Yuga, so In other words, your opponent can still do things, but it's not gonna change anything because you're still gonna make like a completely unbreakable board. And again, all of that stems from one single card. Anyways, Tribute Lanius, this time send the Fuzzy Lanius. The reason why combo number 1 couldn't go into Fuzzy is because Fuzzy, if you use any of its effects, you can only special summon Raid Raptor monsters the turn you activate this card. And it has 2 effects, so when it's sent to the graveyard, like literally anywhere, from anywhere, it searches another Fuzzy Lanius, and you can also special summon Fuzzy Lanius, so this card's amazing. But anyways, go into Raider's Knight. Again, this is summon number 3, and then summon number 4 is Brave Strix, and then detach Surge the Skiff Force, and then summon number 5 is the Arsenal Falcon. So Nibiru just doesn't do much here. Anyways, special summon the Noir Lanius, target itself, and then search the Heal Eagle, special summon that, and then link off for the Wise Strix, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, summon your Ultimate Falcon right here, and then summon the Mimicry now, and then Wise Tricks gets your Rise rank up Magic Raid Raptor's Force. This is the new card. I actually underestimated that card. I think I used to believe that it was really bad, but it's actually extremely good. I'm a huge fan of it. And the best thing about this card is that it actually has the word Raid Raptor in its card text, which means that you can actually loop this card in your engine. I'm going to show that very soon. Anyways, your Force Tricks is now searching the Strangle Lanius, and you're going to be banishing the Mimicry to search a Raid Raptor card from your deck to your hand. And that's going to be the Roost. And Roost is a great card because you activate it, and then whenever you special summon a Raid Raptor monster from your extra deck, you get to search any Raid Raptor spell or trap from your deck to your hand. And it also has a Daigusto Emerald-esque effect, either from the graveyard or banished. So you shuffle back 3 of your Raid Raptor monsters, and then you draw 1 card. Well, actually, you place them on the bottom of the deck, but it's the same thing. If Strangle Lanius is a monster reborn, you really want to revive back the Fuzzy Lanius, because when it falls off as a material, you search another Fuzzy, so you just keep searching again and again. And now Ultimate Falcon can detach the Arsenal Falcon, because you already used the Strangle Lanius to get a monster from the grave, because you can only use the Monster Reborn effect of Strangle Lanius when you have an Xyz with a Dark Xyz as a material, so just keep that in mind. Anyways, now you go into Force Tricks again for like the 10th billion time. The Roost is going to be searching the trap card, which is the Barrage, which is the Nominee Negate. If you control a Raid Raptor monster, you get to target a face-up monster upon controls. Or if you control a Raid Raptor Xyz, you get to negate any face-up card your opponent controls until the end of the turn. And you can also banish it to recycle back any of your Raid Raptors from your graveyard or banish to your hand. So this card is incredible. So yeah, you get this for free off of the Roost. So a lot of value, actually. You got like a draw 1, a search, and a negate, and a recycle back. Anyways, this is going to be, the rank up magic is going to be transforming the Force Tricks into the Rising Rebellion Falcon. And you're going to have a lot of materials underneath, which makes this card have 5300 attack and the ability to copy any effect of any Raid Raptor Xyz in your grave. And you're also going to be going Heal Eagle, recycle back the rank up magic Raid Raptor's Force. So that's the reason why this card's insane. It's because you get to just recycle it back with the Heal Eagle. And you get to loop this card again and again because you shuffle it back from the banished into the deck. So you're always using this effect multiple times. And you're recycling back your resources like crazy with this card. It gives you an infinite grind game. Now, the Rising Rebellion will be detaching 3 materials and copy the effect of the Arsenal Falcon to special summon the Vanishing Lanius from your deck. And that's going to be special summoning the monster that you searched with the Force Tricks, which should be the Bloom Vulture. The reason for that is because there's no more on-field effects that we can trigger, but we can still use something. Well, we can still set up our graveyard to have a good follow-up for next turn. And the Bloom Vulture is the best one here because in the graveyard, if you control no monsters, you get to special summon it alongside any level 4 lower Raid Raptor from your grave, and it doesn't negate the effect. So even if your opponent clears this whole board, it's not going to be doing anything because you have an immediate follow-up guaranteed. Anyways, go for Force Tricks number 3, and then search yet again another follow-up, and now draw 1, shuffle back, and it doesn't matter what you draw. You end your board. This is a 1-card combo with no breaks, by the way. All those cards you're trying to play in the Raid Raptor deck anyways, and there is no Phantom Knight garbage. Everything here is clean. The only monsters that we summoned this turn were Raid Raptor monsters, so the Fuzzy Lanius restriction never mattered. We turned 1 card into 2, 5, 10 cards, so we went +9 off of 1 single card, and again, Nibiru doesn't scare us. Anyways, on the opponent's turn, we have an Omni Negate, and our opponent is using the anime version of Card of Demise, and I could be negating that, but you know, I'm so sexy that I don't even have to negate it because my opponent can't do anything to beat me. I have 4 Xyz monsters on the board. Even if I get sphere moded, I still win the game because my opponent goes evenly matched. I can negate that, and then my opponent goes evenly matched again, I can transform my Raid Raptor into the Rising Rebellion, which, by the way, on XC Summon destroys every card my opponent controls. So if my opponent can't successfully get rid of everything I have like a giant board wipe on the opponent's turn, quick effect, which is ridiculous. So it's a trigger effect on summon, but like I can obviously do it at any time with the rank of magic, which is ridiculous. And now my opponent is going to be going Herald of the Abyss, get rid of my monster. So congratulations, it took you like 10 billion cards to get rid of like my board that was made with one single card. And then I searched, so again, I'm still +2 with a one card combo, despite my opponent having like 10 billion cards to break my board. And it's not gonna matter because my opponent will make me discard every card that I have. Let's just say that I have no draw phase, alright? Can I actually win the game with no cards in my hand, no cards in my field? Again, friendly reminder that my one card combo got answered with like all the board breakers imaginable. I have nothing in my hand, nothing in my field. Can I win the game? The answer is absolutely yes, my man. It doesn't matter. You can have all the board breakers in the world. I have a soul charge in my grave. Like this can revive back 2 monsters, doesn't negate the effect. And then I get to foolish a monster. And then the Brave Strix will set or search a rank of magic card. Revive back the Brave Strix with the rank of Magic Soul Shape Force, and then go into Arsenal Falcon, and then link off into White Strix, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, summon yet again another Towers. Yeah, this is a little disgusting, right? And then recycle back the Trap card, and then revive back another monster from the grave. This should be able to revive back the hold on a second. The Rising Rebellion, because technically it was properly summoned, since it was summoned with a rank of Magic Quick Play, but for some reason Edo Pro might be glitched or something. But yeah, this is way more than enough for game. I mean, this is 4,500 damage because on the end phase my opponent takes 1,000, and then this should be 4,000 because of the Rising Rebellion, and this is 14. So yeah, this is like 10,000 damage with a 0-card combo, and I have a negate, and 2 unaffected by card effect monsters, and a follow play for next turn, again, with 1 single card. I should have 4 other cards in my hand, I should be top decking for a 5th card. My opponent used all the board breakers in the world, and it still wasn't enough. Like, I swear on my life, I am not clickbaiting or exaggerating when I say that this deck is tier 0, and wait until you see the deck profile and my other combos, because they're gonna shock you even more. Alrighty, so combo number 3, I really want to give you guys like a clear idea of what happens when you get nibbed in this deck. So my hand is very average, nothing broken here. I have double Bloom Vulture as well as Vanishing Lanius, double Imperm, whatever. My opponent has a great hand, so Sprite Blue, Nimble Beaver, Jet, Talent, Nibiru. Nothing matters. Literally nothing matters. This deck is ridiculously overpowered. Unless I get like double hand trapped, it literally just never changed anything. So yeah, Brave Strix, search for the rank of magic, and then transform into Arsenal Falcon. Now, my opponent could be Nibiruing me here. There are 2 situations where my opponent can nib me. Either when I summon the Arsenal Falcon, so I don't use the effect to detach to special summon a monster from the deck and get advantage, or on the summon of Arsenal, or after, when I summon a monster, and then I link off and then summon the Ultimate Falcon. So it doesn't really change anything, because if I can summon something with Arsenal Falcon, I'm getting a card that will float anyways, so the Nibiru just doesn't do much, because I can force the Nibiru out very early with the Arsenal Falcon, since when it summons the Ultimate Falcon, I can detach material and prevent my opponent from using Nib, because, again, it's a Zexal, so my opponent has to Nibiru me very early. You can't hold a Nib, you're not going to be able to use it very soon, but if my opponent Nibirus me way too early, then I still have a built-in follow-up because, well, I mean, recovery move, because I don't have to summon the Ultimate Falcon anymore. I can now summon the Force Strix, and now Force Strix gets me a way to keep playing by searching the Mimic Cry. So yeah, normal summon, and then special summon the Mimic Cry. This Vanishing Lanius could have just been another extender, it wouldn't have changed anything. And instead of that, I could have just searched like the Tribute Lanius, and then searched for the Fuzzy Lanius. It changes nothing. Every path leads to Rome. Like, this could have not even been here, and I just think it still would have been full combo, actually. Anyways, search the Roost, and then activate that. Jesus, sorry. Overlay for the Force Strix, search for the Barrage. So I'm literally ending on the exact same board. The Nibiru changes, again, nothing. Get to the rank of magic, search the Fuzzy Lanius, and also search the Strangle Lanius. I have 5 cards in my hand now, and it's gonna go up even more. Summoning the Rising Rebellion, and then destroy the Nibiru, inflict 3k to my opponent. Special summoning the Strangle Lanius, and then revive back the Fuzzy, and then go for another Force Strix again, detach to search for the Simorg, and then detach to copy the effect of Arsenal Falcon, and then detach one to special summon the Tribute Lanius. And this is very interesting. So I'm going to be summoning the Simorg now, and a lot of things could actually happen here. So if I want to explore my options, I could go Roost to draw first, or I could do the other way around. But I really want to get this Eagle, Heal Eagle in the graveyard, and now I'm going to be shuffling it back, because I want to recycle back this Rank of Magic so I can summon the Rising Rebellion on my opponent's turn. And now I'm going to be drawing into Allure, which can banish the Fuzzy Lanius for free, because I'm always searching more Fuzzies. So Allure of Darkness in this deck is just so incredibly good. So you see I have 6 cards in my hand, and we're not done yet. It's actually ridiculous. I'm going to be going into, I think this is the 4th time I summon Force Tricks or something stupid. This is like out of control. Look at the amount of searches, and it's absolutely free real estate. I'm setting 4 back row, okay? And I have 3 cards in my hand. And all of that after getting nibbed, and it's just insane. And then again on my opponent's turn, anything he does just doesn't threaten me, because I still have my Rising Rebellion, my Negate. I mean, I have like double Imperm and Ash, but like I don't even need to use them. So now I'm going for the Rising Rebellion, because I know this is a Sprite deck, so I can just go, okay, destroy every card on my opponent's field. And oh, and by the way, I'm also burning you for 34, and I'm setting the Rank of Magic Soul Shade Force to have a follow-up play for next turn. Next turn, haha, Alameo, that's a great joke. That's a nice deck you got there. My opponent has 1600 life points, and I didn't conduct a single battle phase. Oh, will you look at that? Time has been called. So yeah, pretty disgusting combo. I really don't see how you can lose with this deck. It's kind of unfair. I think you can already predict what I'm about to say. It gets better. Alright, now you might be thinking, but Yak Sign, what happens if you get double impermed by someone who actually has a brain and uses the imperms correctly? You can still play through it, even though I will be honest with you, imperm is actually the best hand trap against this deck. I've tested a lot, and this card is the card that just has the potential of just hurting you the most, because when you imperm the Link 2 monster, it's not like when you Ash it. When you Ash the Link 2, it's fine, because you can still set a Rank of Magic with the other effect. You just miss out on the special summon at level 4, which is not the end of the world. I don't care that much about special summoning a monster from the deck. The Rank of Magic is really important though, and Imperm takes care of 2 effects in 1 card. So that's the reason why Imperm and Valor are just so much better. Imperm being better because I can't dodge it with Call by the Grave, and I can't recover with the triple tactic talent. Nibiru again is just not really good, and Ash is just not really good at all. But yeah, what happens if my opponent has double Imperm and actually holds them for the correct sequences? So on the rank 5 as well as on the Link 2, it's still possible to play through it. Anyways, you go normal summon the Noir, target the heal to search for the level 4 Bloom Vulture. You can actually do that because heal is a level 3. It searches anything that isn't the level of the targeted monster. I special summon the Fuzzy. My hand's not even that great, and I can still play through the double Imperm. It's not even the end of the world. Anyways, if you are trying to play through Imperms, you have to play into Nib. It is what it is. You win some, you lose some. But yeah, I got Impermed on the rank 5 monster, so I can't go into Arsenal Falcon, so my sequencing is worse. And now my Link 2 is also getting Impermed, so it is kind of rough, but it's whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. Special summon the Bloom Vulture as well as the Tribute Lanius, send the Roost, and now Heal Eagle, recycle back the Roost. Then activate that, and then overlay. I'll actually draw a card first because I might draw an Extender now. I draw into Allure, which is not too bad. I do get the Soul Shade Force, but it's irrelevant. I mean, I could have not have the Soul Shade Force and it wouldn't have changed that much. But yeah, now I'm going to be searching the Barrage, and then link off into another Weistrix, and then go for the Ultimate Falcon. And this is where the Weistrix actually triggers, because I actually use the effect of a Raid Raptor Xyz. So set the Raid Raptor's Force. I could have drawn into any other extender and it would have changed absolutely nothing. The only difference is that I wouldn't have the Ultimate Falcon here, but it's not even the end of the world. But yeah, Force Tricks, Detach, Surge the Strangle Lanius, and then Special Summon. Now, this is the beauty of drawing the Soul Shade Force at this point. You can actually Special Summon the Strangle Lanius and then get back another monster, and then summon another Force Tricks, but it ends up just not mattering that much, because again, the Soul Shade Force and the ability to use the Monster Reborn effect of the Strangle Lanius only made it so that I have the ability to summon these 2 monsters. But again, any other extender would have changed nothing. I still would have had Force Tricks with the Weistrix, as well as the Rank of Magic and the Chow card, which still translates to summoning Rising Rebellion on the opponent's turn and having an Omni Negate. So yeah, it's not like the Soul Shade Force draw was a sack, but drawing an extender was a necessity. But anyways, my opponent now just can do whatever he wants. It's not going to change anything. I don't think a lot of decks can really just do anything about the Rising Rebellion. This card's just a little unfair. 5300 attack unaffected by card effects, destroys every card my opponent controls on summon, and burn for the total attack of all the monsters I destroyed. Like, what the hell is this? And I have a non-negate, a lot of recovery, and a lot of cards in my hand, despite getting double impermed correctly, by the way, on the 2 monsters that matter the most. So yeah, that's it for this combo. Now let's get into probably what you guys have all been waiting for. What happens when this deck gets drolled? Alrighty, so now I'm gonna be getting hit by a Droll and Logbird. My opening hand has Tribulanius as well as one extender, which is the Simorg here. And I'm gonna be playing around Nibiru by not overcommitting very early. So yeah, Surge the Fuzzy Lanius, and then I'm gonna be getting hit by a Droll here. At this point, I can no longer play around Nibiru because you can't play around everything. And either way, I can't surge the rank of magic, so I have to like commit to like Wise Tricks, and I can chain block here, which is not too bad actually. So Ash is just completely useless here, and then I go into Raider's Knight, use the effect, and then summon the Brave Tricks, Wise Tricks triggers, get myself the Skip Force. So that's a really cool way of just playing around Droll. You can't surge the Skip Force with a rank 5, but you can still set it with the Wise Tricks, and the rank of magic Raider Raptor's Force can still be set with the Brave Tricks. So it's nice. You have 2 ways of setting cards from your deck to your field. And even if you had to set a quick play spell with the Wise Tricks, you can use it right away. It completely bypasses not being able to search cards. So same thing with Mistake and Mistaken Arrest. You can still play through those cards, no problem. But yeah, summon the Arsenal Falcon, and then detach summon the Strangulanius, and then effect Monster Reborn back the Fuzzy. And then go into Wise Tricks. Can't use the effect. It's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. Link off the Arsenal, and then summon the Ultimate Falcon, burn for 1000, time has been called, what a coincidence. And then on my opponent's turn, whatever, you can do anything you want, and I'm just gonna be able to still destroy every card my opponent controls, and summon a second unaffected by card effect monster, and get myself a rank of magic with the Wise Tricks. All of that with only 2 cards after getting hit by a Droll, when it mattered, by the way. It's not like I was getting hit by a Droll very late in the combo. I got Drolled super early. So yeah, you can still play around every hand trap if you know what you're doing, which is the beauty about this deck. And I was able to figure all these combos out, by the way, in one single day. So imagine what I might be able to do, or what someone else might be able to do in, you know, a couple of weeks or months of playtesting this deck extensively. Anyway, so that's it for the combos. Now let's get into the deck profile. Alrighty, now for the deck profile. Before we proceed, I would really appreciate you guys if you could just take the time to smash the like and subscribe button, because it's a lot of work, you know. I think I put up like maybe like 10 hours into figuring this deck out in like one single day. If you guys could actually get this video to 1000 likes, I will actually make probably a spreadsheet video on every single possible combo in this deck, because I really genuinely believe this deck is honestly the best deck, like the best combo deck when it'll come out. Like, it's so consistent because you don't need much to be able to full combo. Every like combination of 2 monsters just makes Raider's Knight and then into Brave Tricks, and that's just everything you can ask for. Like Tribulanius was just a 1-card combo, and then any combination of 2 of these cards is always full combo pretty much. So Noir Lanius was with an extender, or like the Simorg is an extender, Strangulanius is an extender, Fuzzian is an extender, Bloom Vulture is an extender, and then these 2 cards are like semi-extenders. And then this card is a little susceptible to hand traps, because in case you go normal summon and then use the effect, then your opponent Veilers you, and you don't have like an extender, you lose. But most of your, I mean, you have so many extenders that you shouldn't really be losing to like a Veiler on the Vanishing Lanius. So I would still consider this card a semi-extender, but it does rely on the normal summon a little too much, but it's not too bad. If you want to beat this deck, you stop like the first thing they do, because they have a lot of ways to keep going if their initial plays resolve. But you know, if you stop them very early on, it's usually pretty rough. And obviously, if you let them play for too long, they start playing into they start playing around Nib, and it just does nothing at all. So 3 Tribulanius, of course, the 1-card combo. 3 Noir Lanius, the search is usually a level 1 or a level 3 monster, not a level 4, unless you're targeting like Heal Eagle with the Noir Lanius, then you can search a level 4. But yeah, I mean, it's not as good as Tribulanius, unfortunately. The Graveyard effect is also kind of irrelevant, modulates the level of your Raid Raptors. Kind of shit, because the best Xyz monsters are level 4 anyways, and you can summon the level 5 with a rank 4, so it's not even that relevant. Anyways, I'm also playing 2 Mimicry Lanius. You could also mess around with only 1 copy of this card, because you can easily shuffle it back with a Roost, so 1 should be enough, and then 2 Simorg, Bird of Extermination. This card is pretty good. It's an extender and it doesn't conflict with the Fuzzy, because this card makes it so that you can only special summon Raid Raptor monsters if you use any of its effects, but Raid Asimori is a normal summon extender, so it doesn't conflict with anything, actually. So I really like this card. And then 3, Strangulanius. This is the best extender late game, but not early. Well, I mean, not late game, but like late in your combo, because it's also a monster reborn on the field. But if you have to use it very early, it's not as great, because you really want to do it late to also get the extra value. But it's not the end of the world, because the only thing it changes is that you end on like 1 less Force Tricks. Like, nobody cares, because you're already winning at this point. Anyways, 3 Fuzzy. This card is the best extender. It is a +1 extender, and it also always gets the ball going for next turn. I really like this card, actually. It only searches itself, but like, that's all you really need, because itself is an extender. So yeah, that's the reason why Tribute is a 1-card combo. And then 3 Bloom Vulture. This is a broken extender from the hand and also from the grave, so obviously this is a 3 of. And then 1 Painlanius, 1 Heal Eagle. The worst ones, Painlanius is not a card that allows the Noir to be a 1-card combo, because it can only be used as an Xyz material for a Winged Beast monster. And unfortunately, Raider's Knight is a warrior monster, so that's the reason why Painlanius is not amazing. It's only a 1-of, because you can only go into Force Tricks or Wise Tricks with it. And then the Heal Eagle is level 3, so unless you can randomly modulate the level with the Noir Lanius, which shouldn't happen too often, it's pretty dog shit. And then 2 Vanishing Lanius, of course. It's not ideal. I don't really like this card too much. So yeah, a lot of Raid Raptor monsters, and also a lot of hand shops. So 3 Ash, 3 DD Crew, and 3 Imperms, with 3 Allure of Darkness. So Allure of Darkness is interesting in this deck. You can manage the DD Crows or the useless Raid Raptor monsters, and you can just dig into whatever you need. You can draw into Imperm and then break boards. Or you could, I mean, hopefully not draw into Ash if you're going second, but if you're going first, that would be pretty good. You just dig into more interruptions. So yeah, even if your combo doesn't go through, you can still end on like a way to have a follow-up play for next turn with like the Force Tricks searching you a 1-card combo, and then you end on a bunch of hand shops and stuff like that. So it's really not the end of the world. And again, this deck doesn't really play any bricks, so more often than not, you have full combo, and if you don't have full combo, then you know that you have probably a recovery play for next turn, or at least, you know, some hand shops to keep you in the game. So yeah, this deck doesn't really play any fake cards. It's not like back in the days where you would have like so many garbage like Rank of Magic that you have to play, the Phantom Knights and stuff like that, and then you have like 7 bricks that you never want to draw. In this deck, pretty much every card is fine to draw. Because for these cards right here, there's 4 of them: the Roost, the 2 Rank of Magics, and the Barrage. Hard drawing the Roost and the Skip Force is actually a good thing, because it allows you to naturally play through hand shops. This card, obviously, if your rank 5 gets Veilered or Impermed or Ashed, you can just sack this card, and then you go into Arsenal Falcon and you play through it. And then the Roost, obviously, is a good card because it's a +2. Draws you a card and searches you the Barrage, so obviously this card's insane. So these 2 cards are the cards that you want to draw, basically. And then the Raid Raptor's Force Rank of Magic, not ideal to draw. It's kind of the kind of card that you get for free with the Wise Tricks, and you want to use this card late, not early. So that's the reason why it's not ideal. Basically, if you draw it, it's kind of like a Taketomborg, not a Garnet. There is not a single Garnet in this deck. Regardless of your hand, if you have 2 level 4 dark monsters that you can put on the board, you always have full combo. So just keep that in mind, because don't try to like care too much about whatever names. Basically, again, if you have the ability to summon Raider's Knight, regardless of the other cards in your hand, you always have full combo. But yeah, the Barrage is the other card that isn't ideal to draw, but it's not the end of the world. So yeah, these 2 cards, just try not to draw them. Be good at the game. And then these 2 cards, try to draw them. Actually, especially if you're getting hand trapped, it's even better. But if you're not getting hand trapped, then whatever. Just not drawing any of these cards is ideal. So yeah, 40 card deck list, very clean, again, as consistent as it gets. And then for the extra deck, it's another very clean extra deck. No gimmicky cards that won't come up, like 2 Rising Rebellion. The 2 actually come up in the combo. Same thing with the 2 Ultimate Falcon. And they're also good for your follow-up play, because your opponent, what is he gonna do? Underworld Goddess, one of them? Okay, sure. Nice job, Onoki, but like, what will you do about the second one? Actually feeling like Madara right now. This is broken. Yeah, like, especially when you're summoning like 7 Ultimate Falcons. You have Herald of the Abyss to take care of like 1 Dark Winged Beast monster. I end on 7. So like, you get rid of the Wise Tricks because I get to choose. And then I still have unaffected by card effect monsters. Literally nothing beats this deck. And then you also can't use Xyz on Core against this deck, because it's not like the Purely deck. The monsters are also only unaffected because because of their materials. They're always unaffected. So this deck doesn't lose to like anything. It obviously doesn't lose to Super Poly. It loses to literally nothing. This deck is way too good. And then the Arsenal Falcon, this card is even dumber. This is the only card that isn't a Raid Raptor monster. Arc Rebellion. It allows Raider's Knight to be a great follow-up play for next turn in case you're on the simplified game state. The grind game, this card is fantastic to summon. And then Double Brave Strix. This card searches your Rank Up Magic Skip Force, or it can set the Barrage or this Rank Up Magic card. So fantastic card. 2 Raider's Knight, of course. One of them is for the first turn, and then the second one is for your follow play. And then 3 Force Strix as well as double White Strix. You don't really need as many, but you always want to have the ability to just keep going once you get interrupted. 1-ofs in the extra deck is how you just run out of steam when you get interrupted. But this deck, again, everything is just very clean. Always have the ability to just keep going regardless of how often you get hand shopped. Yeah, I genuinely believe this is probably the best deck list you will find on YouTube in a while, honestly. Anyways, for the idea section, a bunch of cards that I don't recommend. So Zephyros, a 3rd Vanishing Lanius. You could actually play a 3rd Vanishing Lanius. You could replace the 2nd Mimicry with a 3rd Vanishing. Singing Lanius is dog shit. Don't play it. It's not a real extender. Raider's Wing is dog shit. Zeus is... I don't think you'll ever be able to summon this card. So many cards lock you. Like Singing Lanius, Strangle locks you under Dark only. Fuzzy locks you under Raid Raptor only. And then the other cards, I don't think they lock you, but whatever. Kinkali Yuga, not worth it. Satellite Cannon. This is irrelevant because the Rising Rebellion is super easy to summon, and that card destroys every card your opponent controls, whereas this only destroys back row, so not even worth it. 2nd Arsenal Falcon, only worth it if you play Soul Shift Force, which I don't think you need because the combo, like, this card is only good for the follow play, but your follow-up, unless you're like, your follow play is already good anyways because of the Skip Force being able to revive back a monster from the grave, so this really shouldn't be worth it because you're just gonna start breaking even more if you have this card. So yeah, that's the reason why I showed it in my combos, but it was never a necessity. Infinity, not really good. Like, you don't really need that, honestly. And it's only good with the Soul Shift Force, which again is going to make your deck more bricky. Dark Requiem with Dark Rebellion, that doesn't make any sense because you want to abuse Fuzzy, and this card locks you on the Raid Raptor only. Redoer Gaga Magician, again, same problem. Rusty Bardiche makes you play bricks, so it's ass. Dark, no. SP Little Knight, same thing. Masquerade, same thing again. And then, okay, so this is where it gets interesting. This card is really nice. You want to play it on your side probably, especially if you're playing Threesome Morgue. This card is kind of like a Giant Shrunade, but only for your opponent. You discard a Winged Beast and then you bounce back every card in your opponent's spell and trap zone. It's not too bad. I actually like this card. Anyways, the Phantom Knight Rank Up Magic, it's dog shit. This card also is not super ideal, and it's not a Raid Raptor card, it's a Phantom Knight card, so it's kind of garbage. I don't know why there's a second copy of this card, but you're definitely not trying to play 2. Raid Raptor's Nest is crap, it's not a starter. You need like 2 or more Raid Raptor monsters to use it. If it was only if you control 1 or more Raid Raptor monster, I'd say yeah, definitely play this card, but no, not worth it. And then Talent and Shade Brigandine, not really worth it, and also this card special summons itself, so it is not good. Simorg being by far your best extender, because it normal summons itself, and again, for the 10 billion time, it doesn't clash with Fuzzy Lanius. Yeah, a lot to cover in this video, I told you guys, but I have like way more things to say about this deck, so if you guys actually show interest in Raid Raptor, I'm gonna keep making more videos on this deck over and over. I absolutely love this deck, and I think it is definitely going into the right direction. The new support from Konami was beyond incredible. Like, I'm really impressed because every single card deserves its place in the main deck and extra deck. They really nailed it with the new support. It's not like garbage support where you maybe like want to play like 1 copy in your side or 1 copy in your extra deck and you're never going into it. Like, all the cards matter and you're always going into all of them in literally all of your combos. Huge shout outs to Konami for this beautiful support. And also thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.